What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy Dtlf back with another pregame, man. As tonight the game starts early, 4 p.m. Pacific time, as the Lakers get ready to face the Charlotte Hornets. This is a team that's one of those danger teams, man. They just lost to the Chicago Bulls last night, so they're gonna be looking to bounce back. We definitely are gonna have to bring our A game again. These are those trap games I talk about, man. Now, trap games are teams that look very beatable, and the team comes in with a very loose mentality. They come in ready to, dominate or whatever, and all of a sudden, they get punched in the mouth and they don't know how to react. So those are the teams that this team falls under that category. Of course, we all know Kemba Walker's having a great career year, so we have to watch out for him. Lonzo's going to have his hands full tonight with Kemba Walker, and he sees Lonzo on the menu and he's getting ready to eat. So hopefully he uses his size and athleticism on him to contest shots because Kemba can score with the best of them. Hey, what's up, everybody? Yes, and also Dwight Howard. Now he looks to be having a resurgence of a year since he fell off when he made that West Coast trip over here. He came to the Lakers. He was trash. He was exposed for what he truly is. And then he went over to the Houston Rockets and he was trash as well. So obviously there's some bigs in this league or some players that are just much better in the Eastern Conference for some reason. Maybe because it's a little bit weak from year to year. I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, we all know Dwight's a pretender. He has no heart. So hopefully we get to punch him in the mouth tonight and come out with a victory. I'd love to see somebody dunk on this fool because he's one of the players I dislike the most. Hey, everybody. Welcome to live stream. Another player we have to watch out for are these no-name players, man. There's always no-name players that step up. I'm talking Malik Monk. And I'd say Malik is a trash. It's just he hasn't had the best of rookie season. So please, Lakers, let's not have him have a career night tonight. And players like Marvin Williams, players like that, those are the players we got to watch out for. We know Kemba's going to try to get his. We know Dwight's going to try to dominate the boards and get his. But again, it's those role players that always come in and kills us versus teams like these. So we got to do a good job on the glass. We got to, make sure we get back in transition, take care of the basketball, which has been, the theme of all year. We've been turning the ball over too much. But luckily in the last game, we only had like 13. So hopefully that continues for us tonight. And just hopefully we get a W, man. Like I said, the reason I really want to beat this team is Dwight Howard. This guy, he was so garbage with us. He had no heart when he was in LA. And all of a sudden, every time he plays us, he tries to kill us. So hopefully we get to defeat him tonight, and we continue the momentum we had from last game because that was an amazing game to watch, and we came through. So hopefully, I'm seeing a question. Dan, do you see the Lakers making in-season trades? I'm sure we're out of playoff contention by the trade deadline. We'll look to see what we can get for KCP Lopez. Anything else you foresee? I foresee us making a trade and trying to bring in a piece. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be a major trade or it's just going to be something to unload contracts like Lil Dangs or Clarkson's or something like that. But I definitely foresee us making a trade to try to help us, to propel us to get closer to making the playoffs. We desperately need shooting. So I can definitely see a trade happening here by the trade deadline. As far as us not making the playoffs, I still believe, man. We're only like 2 to 3 games out of the 8th seed right now. If we get on a little streak here, we can get a couple of wins going, then I think we'll be right in it, man. The West is stacked, and as a result, we're gonna get a lot of opportunities, right? It's top heavy stacked. Kuzma needs more minutes today. I agree, man. I do not like Kuzma getting anything less than 30. Honestly, it's unfortunate that he's not starting. He deserves to start. We all know that. But definitely would like to see him get a lot more minutes, as well as Julius, who's been great for us. He's been the heart and soul thus far on the defensive and offensive end, off the bench. So, like I said, tonight we just got to do the little things. Make sure we don't turn the ball over. Get out on a fast break. Lonzo needs to continue to be aggressive and push the pace. Brandon Ingram keep doing what he's doing. He's been efficient and very great for us. If this continues, we should get a dub tonight. Do you think the Lakers will have a better record than the Thunder by the end of the year? We're definitely a deeper team. We have a way better bench. So, during the longevity of a season, you kind of start seeing that become a factor, right? So, yes, I do believe we can have a better record than them by the end of the season. Dan, are you sick? I'm a little under the weather. Not too much, but yeah, I've been a little under the weather. Thanks for asking. Dan, thoughts on Nolan's Noel joking in free agency. Oh, yeah. Thankfully, you brought that up. There's been a rumor saying that LeBron is and Noel have the same agent, and they're planning to meet in Los Angeles and potentially come to the Lakers. I don't buy any of these rumors, honestly. Is there a chance LeBron's going to come? Yes. There's a chance that we can land any free agent, honestly. But how likely is it that he'll bring Noel with him? I'm not sure if that's a player LeBron wants to build with on a different city. So I don't know. Do you see Luke Walton as the coach of Lakers 3 years from now? Depends. It's totally up to him. If he wants to be hard-headed and not start Kuzma all season long and keep offensive weapons like Clarkson, Randall, and Kuzma restrained, then no. But if he changes his philosophy, if Magic comes to him, talks, and they're open about it, and he starts making adjustments, I really like what he did. One thing I will do is give a coach credit. Even though I dislike the way he's been coaching all year long, I really like what he did, disciplining the roster and getting them to correct their turnover problems. If he could do that with free throws and other little different areas of the game, we'd be good, man. But yeah, it depends on him totally. 3 years is a long time from now. Anything can happen from here to then. Lonzo needs fast-paced digging. Yeah, Lonzo needs to play downhill for the majority of the time he's on the floor. He has the speed. We've seen it. He's shown it to us. Magic Johnson called him on it. Definitely needs to play like that more consistently. We have to win this game against the banged-up Hornets. Yeah, but again, that has been the problem all season long, is that we haven't been able to close out teams that are underhand or teams that are injured and undermanned. So we definitely got to learn to do that now. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, yes, we should win tonight, but I won't be shocked if we didn't, simply because we are a young team and the coaching has been inconsistent as well. So we definitely need all those things to click that I mentioned earlier in the video, and we should be fine. Have you heard rumors about JC? The only rumor I've heard about JC is that actually these very Hornets we're about to play tonight are interested in him. That's the only rumor I've heard. And what they're willing to give up now, honestly, I wouldn't trade JC for nobody other than Kemba Walker on their team. I don't really like nobody else like that. Maybe Malik Monk if they're willing to take on the Luol Deng contract. But other than that, JC has been 6 Man of the Year type player. You don't just want to give that away. So, again, Kemba Walker is their superstar. Or they're not superstar. I don't like to throw that term around loosely. He's their star player, so I'm sure they're not trading him. And I mean, what else are they going to give us? Kaminsky, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if that's enough for me to give up Jordan Clarkson, unless they take Luol Deng. So, not too happy with Kobe's comments today. What do you think? Well, Kobe Bryant thinks Lonzo needs to improve ASAP. We all know Kobe doesn't have patience, though. See, that's exactly why I'm not clamoring for him to come back with the Lakers, and that's probably why the Lakers haven't really brought him back, is because we need to be patient with this young core. So I'm not really worried about it. If anything, it could be motivational for Lonzo, so I'm not too mad about it. It is what it is, but we all know Kobe Bryant goes for the Philadelphia Eagles. He always has. He's not a Rams guy, so if you're talking about that, I'm not even worried about that. Those two trades are really unrealistic. What two trades? Not sure. Not sure what two trades you're talking about. The ones I mentioned? The one for, Clarkson for Malik Monk, and if they take Luol Deng, yeah, it's unrealistic, but at this point, why would you want to trade anything else for Jordan Clarkson on that team? I mean, look at their roster. What would you want from their roster other than Malik Monk or Kemba Walker? I mean, there's not much you could really get from the Pelicans, the Charlotte Hornets roster, unless they're willing to take Luol Deng's contract. Would you give up Jordan Clarkson and his salary for Bacon and a pick? No, probably not. I really like what Jordan Clarkson is bringing to the team. We have one of the best benches in the NBA. You don't want to give up too much from your bench and not get nothing in return. I mean, Bacon has potential, but he's not Jordan Clarkson. It'll take him a couple of years. What's up, Dan? Glad to see you live. Hey, what's up, Holy Chance? I see you, bro. How you doing? Kobe meant that you should have the attitude of winning and getting better now. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means he needs to improve now. Yeah, but we all know that not everybody's a Kobe Bryant, and even Kobe Bryant took 2 to 3 seasons to improve. So that's the reason he's not really in the coaching staff, is because he's very impatient. He mentioned it himself. He's too impatient to coach. So therefore, I get what he's saying, but it's gonna take time. He can improve. I'm not saying he can't improve, but don't expect a drastic improvement from here to like February or January. It's gonna be slight improvements. But we already seen what he could do. I mean, he's shown us flashes, so I'm happy with what he's done. Did you see the rumor? Dang Julius for Noah and the 12th pick. It doesn't Noah have more years on his contract? I'm not sure we want to take expensive contract. That wouldn't. I'm not sure that would work out. There's a lot of rumors that honestly don't make sense. The front office knows what they're doing, and right now they're trying to unload contracts. I don't think they're trying to take anything in return unless they're on like rookie scale contracts or they're cheap veterans. But mostly the trades we might expect are expiring contracts unless we're giving up one of the contracts that we plan on keeping for the long term. Do you think Kuzma has a bounce back game? Oh yeah, definitely. Kuzma hasn't really disappointed back-to-back nights. I'd be shocked if he has another bad game. He should at least have 10 points for us tonight. So yeah, definitely I see him bouncing back. I'm not worried about that kid. Even if he did have an off night, I still wouldn't be worried about him. He's been probably the most consistent Laker all season. Why would they trade Randall for a center when we have like 5? We need a wing and a backup point guard. What we need is to get rid of Lil Dang's contract. That would be the only reason I can see them trading Julius Randle for. Other than that, maybe a draft pick, something like that. But yeah, what we really need is to get rid of Dang's contract and add shooting somehow. Who is the key for the game? Or what is the key? The key is going to be, again, just like last game, Joshua, or Josue. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but if it's Josue, the key is going to be, defense, of course, and getting back in transition, and of course not turning the ball over and rebounding, because they are one of the better teams in the league in rebounding. I was checking out their stats. I believe they are, let me see, I think they're 4th in the NBA at rebounding. No, they rank second. We rank 4th, at rebounds per game. So they're the second best rebounding team in the league. We all know Dwight has something to do with that. He decides to show up whenever he wants. So yeah, we're going to have to clear the boards. That's going to be crucial as well. Now, we need continuation from what Lonzo did in the last game. We need continuation from Brandon Ingram, but he's been consistent these last 6 or 7 games or so. And we just need, hopefully Brook can step up, because if he gets dominated inside, it's going to be really hard to win this game. Hey, what's up, Sauce? How you doing, bro? Please trade Lopez. He's trash. I mean, I definitely trade Lopez. At this point, we haven't even been able to have him at the end of games to finish out. So yes, I would trade Lopez. If we can get a late first round pick, that's what I want, and a expiring contract. Now, if we get another contract in return, it just cannot be an expensive one. That's why a trade with Lopez would be tricky. We have to look for teams with expiring contracts like the Suns with Greg Monroe. We need to bring Caruso and Thomas Bryant from the G League and play them some minutes. Yes, I definitely saw the highlights, man. Thomas Bryant has been balling. Same thing with Caruso. He had like 42 points, like 7 assists. Man, Caruso was hooping. But I did see Thomas Bryant hit that buzzer beater, so I'm very hyped for his potential. I just think he's still raw, but he needs to get minutes for sure. Sooner or later, he's going to get them. I guarantee you by the end of the season, we will have known what we have in Thomas Bryant, or kind of, what we have. Got to watch out for Dwight. He's been playing like an off-brand Orlando version of himself. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier in the video, man. It's funny how he made that West Coast trip where he came to the Lakers and the Rockets and he was trash, but all of a sudden he's real comfortable in the East. So, yeah, those guys are pretenders, man. I hate Dwight. Hopefully we can, beat them tonight. Thomas Bryant has been looking nice. Yes, he has. Do you think we should keep Randall even if he wants a max, Dan? No, he's not worth the max. What I would give Randall, if we're able to sign a max, let's say we are able to get, let's say we're able to get DeMarcus Cousins, and and Brandon Ingram is already hooping the way he is, and he continues to hoop like this for the rest of the season, then I'm not sure that Paul George will be necessary at that stage if Brandon Ingram is going to be our main go-to offensively. At that point, I'd probably try to re-sign Brandon Ingram. If we get, Julius Randle. If we could have Julius back in his current role, if he buys into that for like anywhere from 12 to 14 million, I'd give him. Over that, I'm not sure, man. He might want to get paid, so I don't know. We'll see. But I love the kid. Dan, less than a week till Lopez is eligible for trade. Yeah, you guys are definitely counting down, bro. I feel you on that. But we'll see, man. It's going to be tough to unload that contract unless you bring an expiring one in return. And then if you bring an expiring one, you have to get some kind of asset in return as well. Unless we just use him as bait to unload Dang, which would work as well. So we'll see, man. Definitely a lot of options. Magic and Rob gonna have to be working the phones. Dan, what's up with Zubats? Will he ever play? I hope so, because he had a lot of potential. He showed it last season. But unfortunately for him, he had a bad, kind of an atrocious summer league. So that kind of set him back a little bit. But we're kind of stacked at the big man position. If anything, excuse me, people are clamoring for Thomas Bryant over Ivica Zubats to play. So we'll see, man. Definitely got competition there. Dan, heard some other channels saying they rather have Randall over Cousins. Are they crazy? Definitely crazy. Now Randall is versatile. He's like a jack of all trades, but a master of none. Boogie's a master of scoring and just bullying his way in the paint. So I'd rather have a master than a jack of all trades. But it doesn't hurt to have a jack of all trades neither. Somebody who could do a little bit of everything. Now that's a Swiss Army knife. That's what I call him. If I had a nickname for Julius, it'd be the Swiss Army knife because he does a little bit of everything for us. Thoughts on the Nets' young core? I know you're high on Oak in the past. Well, I think they can make it work, but Okafor is going to have to learn to stretch the floor to be effective in this league. That's just the way it is, man. If you're a center and you can't shoot threes, you're going to struggle because teams are going to just give you all that space and force you to shoot, and they're going to, just collapse on the inside and make it hard. So, if Okafor can lose, I know he got a little bit more in shape. If he can start knocking down threes and playing a little bit more defense, getting up and down the floor, he's definitely going to have to change the way he plays. Then he already has the post moves, and we know he can score. He has a nice soft touch inside. That's the only problem is teams aren't going to let him score inside. They're going to force him to shoot from the outside, and if he can't do that, he might become non-effective. You need to get back on Lakers World. Oh man, I have not had time lately, bro. I wish I could, but yeah, if I get a chance, man, that'd be great. I love interacting with Laker fans any chance I get. The Lake Show, Tony's channel, is hilarious. Yeah, that's my dude, man. That is my dude. LeBron purchased another house in LA. I am not a fan of this. Well, Larry Jackson, you better start getting your mindset because it's looking like a 50-50 at this rate. And I know people say, oh, well, there's no way LeBron's going to go to LA. Man, there's always a way. He went back to Cleveland and they had a team that hadn't even made the playoffs since he left. So there's always a way. We need a backup point guard that can shoot and pass, and a wing that can defend and shoot. Wouldn't it be great if we can get that? But unfortunately, it's going to be hard to get both. We might have to settle for just one of those. Kuzma is in shooting guard, LOL. Dan, Thomas Bryant is shooting 49% from 3 in the G League. Yeah, bring him on down. I've been dying to see what he could do in the NBA. He's yet to set foot, I don't believe. Actually, I'm wrong. I think he did play in garbage minutes in one game, but we need to see more of that kid, man. PG-13 is averaging 20 points per game and 41% shooting. I'd rather wait and let Ingram develop so he can become our star player. Why not have them both? I think they can coexist because Ingram plays well off the ball as well. I know that he can. I know Ingram can definitely become better than Paul George, but it'd be nice if they can coexist. I think it could be possible. Why won't they let Thomas Bryant play in games? That's a question you got to be asking Luke Walton. Honestly, a lot of his coaching has been questionable. They've brought him back from the G League, so he's had the opportunity to put him in. Dan, heard rumors of LeBron and Noel wanting to team up possibly in LA. Now, again, I mentioned this earlier in the video. Don't believe every rumor you hear. Now, the LeBron rumors are kind of, they're granted because, he did buy a second house. He was scouting schools, loves Magic Johnson, so it makes sense that LeBron's looking this way. But as far as Noel, do we even want Nerlens Noel? It takes two to tango. I'm not sure LeBron even wants him on the team. That sounds like a made-up rumor just because they have the same agent. Maybe his agent is trying to give him some leverage for free agency. I don't know. How do you see the chances of Paul George joining us? Because teaming up with Russell and Melo doesn't work. No, because his hometown is here. It's been no secret that he's wanted to play here. If you see his body language in the interviews with Jimmy Kimmel, even when the NBA asks him interviews, he says, I'm just playing right now. Like, he's not giving any guarantees, which tells me his heart is not even in Oklahoma City. Now, the fact that they're not panning out over there kind of furthermore makes a case for him to want to come. But again, nothing's official till it happens. But I personally, I think Paul George might even get traded at the trade deadline if it doesn't work there in Oklahoma City. And don't be shocked if the Lakers make a move. Now, hopefully, we don't give up any of our three young core, which are Kuzma, Ingram, and Lonzo, in my opinion. But if we do swing a trade for him, it's gonna have to be something else. Maybe, I don't know, Julius or something. I don't know. It's tough though because I've grown attached to Julius this season even more because he's finally starting to live up to that potential we drafted. That gritty, hard-nosed player who can do a little bit of everything. So it's gonna be tough to see him go. But I mean, for an all-star, that kind of eases the pain of seeing him go, especially if we weren't planning on paying him in the first place. But we'll see, man. It's, again, a long season. Anything's possible. Things change like this, right? It could be apparent that LeBron is joining the Lakers or whatever, but his mind can change. So we got to keep playing. He's coming up on the road trip. I think it's on Tuesday or Thursday. I'm not sure. So we're going to have to ball out if we want to impress LeBron personally. And I'm kind of hoping we do ball out, but at the same time, do we want LeBron? I don't know. I'm 50-50 on him. Dan, if we don't sign George, who's going to start at shooting guard? I mean, there's options, man. Trust me. George ain't the only free agent out there. There's definitely options. Plus, the Lakers still have Jordan Clarkson under contract, so, we'll see. Ingram is a 90% ISO player, period. We lost nearly because he fell back in his ISO mode and he was 2 of 14 in the second half. Yes, he made the winner and everybody, he is the best, but he had a horrible second half. And he's young. He's not perfect. Even star players have bad quarters or bad halves. So I don't see where you're getting at with your argument. At the end of the day, Brandon Ingram can play off ball. Just look at the way he caught and hit that three-pointer so naturally. I mean, if he was playing with a superstar, he'd have a lot more open one-on-one, drives to the basket where he can just finish over people. So I don't see why people think he can't play, on a stacked team. He could definitely play on a stacked team. LeBron is not coming on a rebuilding young team. He already did it once with Cleveland. He went there when Kyrie wasn't Kyrie yet. He went there when they drafted Wiggins and he traded him for Love. So never say never, man. I'm just saying. I don't want him here. Well, I kind of don't want him here, but if it happens, I'm still going to cheer for the Lakers, and it's going to be a big, huge addition for us. It's going to propel us right to contention if he stays healthy. But that's a big if. My problem is that if he doesn't stay healthy, if we get him on the decline like we got Steve Nash, then it's just going to be a waste. Waste of money, waste of years, and hopefully it doesn't happen, but we'll see what happens. Is LeBron top 10 all time? I mean, it's debatable. Depends who you ask. In my list, he's just not top 5 in my list. I mean, you could put him anywhere from 8 to 10 in my list. I mean, but everybody has a different opinion, different list. So, yeah, in my list, I guess I'd have to put him top 10 just because of how dominant he is in the paint. And he has won championships with different teams, so you got to give him his due. But I'm not a fan of, like I said, if you drop 5, not in my top 5. That's just me. Ingram made great passes, by the way. Yes, he did. Lineup for 2018. Lonzo, Paul George, Ingram, Kuzma, and Cousins. That's my ideal lineup right there. I've been saying it all season long. If we can somehow make those additions of that would be huge. That would be the biggest free agency probably in our history. Because before that, the biggest acquisition has been Shaq. If we're able to get Paul George and DeMarcus, this would top that. Thank you, Seb. I appreciate it, bro. He said, I respect your basketball opinions. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. I respect your basketball opinions as well. Cousins should be the priority. Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, the way the NBA is going, Cousins is a dominant center. We haven't had one of those. We've been looking for one for years. We haven't had one. We thought Brook would be like a Band-Aid for this year, but unfortunately, that wound just keeps getting bigger. People just keep coming down the lane and destroying us. And I know Boogie's not going to improve us defensively much, but he is tougher, and he definitely holds his own down low. Now, on the offensive end, that's a different story. This guy's an animal. I would trade any of our top 3 young core for LeBron. Oh, no. See, that's where you're wrong, mister, because LeBron's on his way out. He only got a couple of more years of being in his prime. You don't want to trade a future, the next 10 to 12 years for a 2 to 3 year rental. That wouldn't be that smart. Who should the Lakers pitch to first in free agency? DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins and Paul George. If possible, we can have them both in the room. like the Miami Heat did in 2012. Who should the late? Oh yeah, I already read that one. I mean, I wouldn't trade my top three young core for LeBron. Oh, okay. Yeah, man, it's just yeah. That's not. We don't need to get desperate right now and just make a knee jerk reaction move, something to just appease the fan base currently. What we need to do is worry about the next 10 to 15 years, and the future's bright currently. So we need to keep our young core and just build on that. Add around them and just add complementary pieces and stars around them. That way they can flourish even more and get to that next level. Once they get playoff experience, all bets are off. I can see Boogie butting heads with Walton with his rotations. Man, we all butting heads with Walton, so that might be a good thing and force him to, force the Lakers front office to move in the right direction. So I'm not even worried about that. All right, guys, that's going to cut it for my pregame show. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. Hopefully we get that dub. We got about an hour and 13 minutes to go before the game. Since it starts early, definitely tune in, guys. Again, keep it locked right here. All things Lakers, man, right after the game. You guys know post-game, I got you. And we'll see. Hopefully we have a happy recap like last time and we're able to get that dub. So peace out, Laker Nation. Leave a comment, like, subscribe if you already haven't. And I'll catch you guys right after the game. Peace out.